I rub my eyes awake. I look over to my left to see Yuri sleeping. Just right after we confessed. We've been continuing our dates, reading at each other's houses. I unplug my phone from the charger, check the time. Oh my god, Yuri, wake up! It's a school day! I grab her shoulder and lightly shake her. Huh? Oh no, did I sleep in? I need to put on my teeth, brush my pants. Yuri starts to furiously get out of bed. No, Yuri, we still have a lot of time. She calms down a bit. Then why did you sound like something urgent happened? Because I show her the calendar on my phone. Today's the last day of school! Yay! During the holiday season, we get a couple of weeks off from school. A bashful smile appears on her face. That's fantastic! Come on, you can get dressed in the spare bedroom. I finished my routine a lot earlier than Yuri, so I decided on making breakfast. Seriously, what is it that girls taking forever to get ready? I don't know, man. I don't know. What to make. I open the fridge and grab an unopened pack of bacon strips. Nice! Hopefully I have eggs as well. Nothing wrong about bacon and eggs, but I can remember Sayori. Just saying that. Bingo! I grab the egg carton and open it up. We still have a dozen eggs left. That's more than enough. I mean, aren't you advised to eat only 1 or 2 a day? I start the stove and begin cracking the eggs. Yuri walks into the kitchen. That smells very pleasant, Midas. Sounds like you're in a good mood. Of course! No school is a treat for me. I have more time to read, learn new things, and I don't have to worry about human interaction. I noticeably pause. Yuri doesn't notice and I continue cooking. Are you saying you're not gonna spend time with me over the break? I didn't mean... You keep falling for my sarcasm, Yuri. I figured a smart girl like you would catch on. You would think. What was that? Are the eggs ready yet? Okay, so... It looks like Yuri still has a bit of doubt, I'm guessing. I look down to see my breakfast burning! Oh my god, shit! I quickly snatch a spatula and scoop the eggs and bacon onto plates. I bring the plates to the counter and take a seat. Yuri, you've been served. Burned eggs and bacon. Thank you, Midas. Perhaps I should try to start a conversation. Do you have any plans for the break? Yuri, besides reading? Well, not really. But you're always welcome to spend time with me. Are you sure? Come on, it's the break! Do something! I mean, we've already spent the past month together. Without school, we can have even more time. Well, I would really like that. She gives me a soft smile. I check the time. We should probably start heading out now. You don't want to be late for the last day. I grab our plates and put them in the sink. Yuri and I head outside and start to walk to school. We arrive at the courtyard. Our first classes are on different sides of the school. We say our goodbyes and head off to our respective classrooms. Class is still boring as ever. Bear with it, it's the last day. And why do you have classes on the last day? Like, shouldn't it be light? Like, less work, less discussions, and just requirement fulfilling, I guess? Negative b plus 2 plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4 ac all over a. Yeah, I'm never gonna use that in my entire life. But believe me, if you're trying to take STEM, that formula will be important. So long, math. The bell snaps me out of my daze. Time to go walk Yuri home. I sling my backpack over my shoulder and head for the door. What's happening? I accidentally bump into someone. Natsuki? Why are you here? This is awkward. Hey, it's for horses. Can you be serious for once? Alright, sorry. I mean, this is the first time I've seen you ever since the club dissolved, so give me some slack. So I take it went well with Yuri. What makes you say that? I saw you two in the courtyard. Oh, yeah, it went well. Good. Why are you sad? I don't know if Natsuki knows about Yuri's cutting, so I refrained from mentioning it. How'd it go with you? I went home and went to bed. This conversation is going nowhere. Natsuki, Wait. I wanted to talk about that day. What day? I don't know where this is going. And why is this... Oh, wait a minute. I may have accidentally given you too much information about my home life. But why is the music like this? Isn't it supposed to be sad or dark or whatever? Natsuki, it's fine. I understand if your parents are going through some financial problems. That's more than a financial problem. She's looking for coins under the machine. Parent. Oh. I'm sorry I didn't... Look, just shut up and let me get this off my chest. I just need to vent to someone. And why me? Because you're the only person dumb enough to listen. I'll take that as a compliment. Thank you, I guess. Fair enough. Alright. Continue then. As I was saying, this next part pertains to you. And what about me? Uh-oh. A lot of people see my dad as some abusive monster. But he's not. Don't lie to me, Natsuki, please. He just struggles with saving money. He has his bursts of anger, but he tries hard to maintain himself. Please tell me you're not lying this time. He's been taking medication to keep himself stable, but even those cost money. So, we decided it's best if I don't live with him. Oh, I see where this is going. So you want to live with me? Because I'm the only one who knows about your problems. Am I right? What I'm hearing breaks my heart, obviously. But what's the next step after this though? I'm curious. I mean, I did say that she is applying here that she wants to live with us. It must be hard to have to part with someone you've known all your life. Wait, Natsuki, how does this pertain to me? You want to stay at my house? Natsuki composes herself. I knew you were a stalker, and I called it. She does want to stay. I roll my eyes at her. Natsuki switches back to her serious mode again after a quick remark. Well, I was wondering if you could ask Sayori if I could live with her. Okay, never mind. I thought that she wants to live with us. But then again, that wouldn't make a lot of sense because we already live with Yuri. We do live with Yuri, right? I mean, we've been reading in bed for almost a month, as it's implied. So, this kinda makes sense that she wants to live with Sayori, but I'm afraid I can't talk to Sayori because she is angry. Considering the last time I talked to Sayori, I don't think I could do that. I don't know. You're neighbors, aren't you? Can you just drop by her house on your way home? I think to myself, on one hand, Sayori never wants to see me again. Yeah, but on the other hand, I don't want Natsuki to be homeless. But on my third hand, I wanted to walk Yuri home. On the fourth hand, it would be morally wrong to let Natsuki be homeless. I have to do what's right. Alright. I'll ask. Thanks. I guess the conversation's over. Well, I'll go do that now. Yeah. I walk out of the classroom. Once I turn to the corner, I make my mad dash for the gates. I hope I'm not late. I arrive at the gate, but there's no sign of Yuri. Yikes. Oh no, why do I have a feeling something bad will happen? I pull out my phone to call her, but it appears she already sent me a text. Yikes, I tried to wait, but I needed to get home early. Why did you need to get home early? I'm very sorry, I'll see you tomorrow. Okay, at least she's gonna drop by at our place tomorrow. Damn it! I lean against the bricks that make up the campus walls. I'm disappointed I couldn't see Yuri today. Oh well, at least I'll see her tomorrow. I make my lonely trek home. I sing to myself to keep my sadness away. Noah, I love your music taste. My shadow's the only one that walks beside me. I'm not gonna sing because my voice sucks. I stop in front of Sayori's house. Here goes nothing. I attempt to take a step, but my feet are pinned to the ground. I'm frozen on the sidewalk. I mean, who wouldn't? She fucking shunned us the last time we went here. Come on, I can do this. I forcefully move my legs to the door. Each step feels like I'm trudging down a snowstorm. I make my way to the door. After 3 hard knocks, Sayori opens the door. Hey. Sayori looks bothered. I mean, who wouldn't be? Sayori, don't say anything. Please, just don't say anything. I don't understand why is this happening. Why me? Sayori, I'm sorry I came, but I need to talk to you. You shouldn't be sorry. It's not your fault I'm like this. I was selfish. I was just so selfish. I'm sorry, Midas. I can't do this. She goes to slam the door. The door swings forward, and before I can think of anything, I instinctively place my hand at the doorway. What is it with us in putting our hand at the doorway? Shouldn't that hurt? She freaking slammed the door on us. And then that's what I'm talking about. Yikes. Sayori like crushes into my fingers. Midas! My fingers begin to throb, but what's important is that I prevented Sai from shutting me out. Use your feet! Oh my god. You have shoes, right? You're not barefoot. I'm so sorry. Sayori looks like she's about to cry. Sayori, just listen to me. I begin to tell Sayori everything about my encounter with Natsuki. About Natsuki's situation with her dad, and her needing a place to live. I have trouble looking into her eyes as I speak. It doesn't look like she's even listening to me at all. She may have tuned me out. But eventually she does speak up. Okay. Okay? That's it? Natsuki deserves a place where she can feel safe. Tell her she can live with me. Well, thank goodness you are actually listening. My heart begins to become a little lighter. Thank you so much. I'll tell her as soon as I can. Sayori doesn't say another word. For a moment she just stands there staring at me. Her blue eyes glisten, and she slowly closes the door. Once again, I'm left alone. I guess I might as well catch up on some TV shows before bed. The hours went by quickly. The moonlight from my window tells me it's already nighttime. I feel bad for not getting to see Yuri today, but hopefully I can make it up to her tomorrow. I'm glad I was able to help out Natsuki, however. I still feel sick about the look on Sayori's face. But maybe this is a good thing. Maybe Natsuki can help Sayori with her depression. Something that I failed to do. I groggily head upstairs and go to sleep. I am awakened in the sanctity of my blankets. First day of break, where every student doesn't have a care in the world. I take a moment to just stare at my ceiling, the morning glow peeking through my blinds. I have a feeling we should be rushing towards Yuri right now. I can't help but have a smile on my face. Yep, this is foreshadowing. I have a strong feeling today will be a good day. Hopefully I'm right. Hopefully you're right. After enjoying the feeling of naturally waking up, I climb out of my bed. I do my morning stretches and head to the bathroom. As I'm eating breakfast, I decide to call Yuri. Answer, 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 answer. Please answer. Hello. Good morning, Yuri. Morning, Midas. Despite still being fairly early, Yuri's voice shows no sign of tiredness. She must be a morning person. Sounds like you slept well. I did. And that I did. Yuri pauses just long enough for me to speak up. Hey, I'm sorry about yesterday. I got caught up in something after class. I'm sorry I tried to get up, but it was... Midas, it's okay. I'm sure you had good reason. Plus, I could never be mad at you. I begin to blush. But in that case, I wanted to ask you something. Okay. Ask away. Well, I thought that we could... We could what? I feel Yuri knows what I'm going to ask her, but rather than sparing me from fear, she decides to tease the question instead. What are we gonna ask her, though? That you could come over today. Perhaps you can watch a movie or something. There's a moment of silence as Yuri ponders the question. I'd love to! Really? Of course. I'll be there in about an hour if that's okay. That's perfectly fine. I'll see you then. Bye-bye, Midas. Bye. I hang up the phone. I pump my fist in excitement over realizing... What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? I told Yuri we would watch a movie. I need to get my head out of my ass. Oh my god. It's just two friends. Opposite genders. Alone in the house. We've been doing that for months and didn't we confess? Damn it. Alright, I need to calm down. Yuri and I have spent a lot of time together. We shared a kiss and... Hell, we even slept in the same bed. Multiple times. It was a very big bed though. But the same bed nonetheless. Wait, wasn't it imply that we swapped houses from time to time? Like we swapped venues where to read in bed? So why do I feel so different? It feels as if our relationship has grown in some way. Thankfully, I mean, we went from friends to boyfriend-girlfriend, even though we haven't really asked her, we just confessed. I mean, that's progress. I no longer see Yuri as the girl she presents herself as. To me, she's no longer the shy girl who steers away from anyone that talks to her. She's just a normal girl. And that's what she wants in the end. To be normal. Sure, she still needs help and we still need to get rid of our knife collection, but my mind relaxes as I feel that I've actually made progress. I'm overthinking this, aren't I? I set up small snacks and glasses for us so we can watch the movie. You should be arriving any second. Snacks. Check. Deodorant. A must. Sniff. Check. Clean clothes. Check. Movie. Uh-oh. I haven't picked the movie yet. Yikes. Uh-oh. I get up to answer the door. I open the door. I put on my most inviting smile. Hey. Hello, Midas. I gesture for her to come inside. Thanks for inviting me, Midas. I wave my hand in front of my face. Don't you worry about it. It's the least I could do. We're not walking you home yesterday. What a gentleman. I begin to blush as my face goes hot. I swear I turned my AC on. You keep an AC in your living room? I want one. I suppose chivalry isn't dead after all. I gesture for her to take a seat on the couch as we walk over to the TV stand. Oh, Midas, you didn't tell me what we're gonna watch. And there's the question that drives the nail in the coffin. I'm sorry, what was that? Oh, I just said that it'll be a surprise for the both of us because we don't even know what to watch. It'll be a surprise for both of us. Yuri likes horror. Maybe I should do that. Or maybe action. Who doesn't love superhero movies? Or maybe a romance. Don't be dumb, Midas. That only works in movies and games. What about a comedy? I'll be able to see Yuri laugh. Why do I have a feeling that if you put a comedy flick, she won't laugh and instead overanalyze everything? Or maybe that one movie where everything was a dream. Titanic! Huh? Is everything okay? Yeah. Is something wrong? At this point, I'm starting to sweat. What do we do? Aha! I mean, are we gonna say this every time we have an idea? Light bulb! What was that? I turn and look at her. You have to guess what movie we're watching. Oh god, what the hell? I'm not good at guessing. Give it your best shot. Yuri thinks for a moment. I got her right where I want her. Well, I've been really wanting to see the movie Misery. There's a movie about the state of Missouri? Seriously? I read the novel, and I've been wanting to compare to the movie. Oh, Misery, by that king dude. Yuri gives you a look of disappointment. I mean, she knows what she's saying, so... Yikes for us. Why am I like this? I turned back to the TV stand. Please a misery, please a misery, please a misery! I looked in the back, where I stored the movies my parents used to own. All of a sudden I spotted. You're a good guesser, Yuri. Huh? I turned around and presented the case to her. Her lavender eyes brighten up and reflect the sunlight seeping from the window. How? She sounds baffled as if she can't believe she guessed right. The truth is, whatever movie she guessed was going to be the one that I picked. And of course, luck was involved in whether or not I had the movie on hand. That was 90% luck, because if it was from the internet, then I'm guessing that we had more chances of finding Misery, but 90% luck it is. It's what I like to call the one step ahead trick. I pop the disc in the tray and play it. Meanwhile, Yuri gathers the I don't French on the coffee table. Wait, am I supposed to sit on the couch with Yuri or sit on the other? With her. This is a date, correct? I guess I didn't say, but it was heavily implied. Am I overthinking this? Midas? I snap out of my thoughts and turn to Yuri. Is everything okay? Yeah, everything's fine. I walk to the couch Yuri is sitting on. Is this seat taken? Yuri smiles cutely. For you? Not at all. I plop down next to her. Part way through the movie, Yuri and I have already consumed all the snacks I laid. This movie's pretty good, but I'm having a hard time focusing with Yuri in my view. Why watch a movie about a writer with broken legs when I instead just stare at Yuri all day? She turns to me slightly. In the book, she cut off his foot. Huh? No, I was just pointing out the differences between the novel and the movie. Oh. That came out a bit more unenthusiastically than I wished. I mean, what, were you expecting Yuri to say it happily, I guess? This isn't boring for you, is it, Midas? No. I'm really enjoying the movie so far. Yuri grabs the remote and lowers the volume a bit. And what's the main character's name? Oh god, she's quizzing us. What? The main character. What's his name? Alright, I know this. Think, Midas. Please be correct. Oh my god. The choice doesn't matter, I have to keep that in mind. Here goes nothing. Thomas? Oh! Yuri giggles at my failure. Oh, never mind. But at least she wasn't mad. His name is Paul. Paul Sheldon. I knew that. I was just testing you to see if you knew that. Yuri stifles a laugh before returning to the movie. Is now my chance? Look, I still can't get over that. That was pretty funny. She's distracted. I should make my move. Would it be weird if I did? Or would it be weirder if I didn't? I mean, we kissed. What's an arm wrapped around compared to that? I maneuver my arm ever so slowly as if we're moving through molasses. I gently place my hand over Yuri's shoulder. She does a double take at my arm, then looks at me. Not a single word is spoken. Aww, at least she took it great, I guess. She took it nicely. She simply smiles and leans into me. Her head lays softly on my shoulder. I can't help but feel the corners of my mouth raise as well. We continue to finish the movie in a comforting silence. The credits roll. Yuri moves off my arm, which has now fallen asleep. What did you think? It was good. A well thought out and suspenseful story. I'm glad I picked it. As am I. She didn't catch my ploy. Oh, she doesn't want to embarrass me. Although I couldn't help but notice all the differences from the book. Like what? After saying that, I instantly regret those lines. Well, to start, Yuri goes off on an incomprehensible tangent about the movie. I try following along, but I can't quite understand what she's saying. I'm too busy staring at her eyes reflect the orange sun peeking through the window. Right, Midas? Uh-oh. Yeah, I completely agree. Yuri stares at me as if I'm one of her books. I'm glad you see it my way. I silently exhale. Thank God you didn't pry that question any further. I suppose I should be going home now. If I wait any longer, I'll have to walk in the dark. That's the safest time, Yuri. What do you mean the safest time? Huh? Yuri gives me a confused glance. Because at night, if you get into danger, you can shine a light in the sky and call for Batman. You can't do that during the day. Yuri tries to hold her laughter, but eventually gives in. I mean, it was cheesy, but funny nonetheless. I'm serious, Midas, I have to go. You can't stay the night? I don't even have that change of clothes. But I stopped myself before saying, who said we're going to need we're going to need clothes? Oh no! I understand. Yuri stands up. Thank you for today, Midas. This was a lovely evening. Aww. Yuri bends down and places a light kiss on my cheek. She quickly turns and leaves as I notice her cheeks turning bright red. I'm left sitting on the couch with a stupidly large grin on my face. If you told me a year ago I would have a relationship like this and I wouldn't have filled out your papers to be taken to the mental asylum. But now, wait a minute, what? If you told me a year ago I would have a relationship like this, I would have filled out your papers to be taken to the mental asylum. We're talking to ourselves, I guess. But now I've changed. I feel a lot more confident, like I can take on anything in the world throws at me. I guess we'll see. We'll just have to see where fate takes us. I open my eyes as the sun casts its light on my face. The sunlight creates a soft glow. Usually that means there's a heavy cloud looming over. I actually love cloudy weather. We'll most likely get some showers later today. I grab my phone and look at the time. Holy crap, I'm going to be late! Jumping out of my bed, I begin to start my daily routine. Late for what though? Oh, okay. Today is Yuri's second appointment with Dr. Lankton. He was excited to continue working with Yuri and believes that he can really help her. I wonder what he'll say when she tells him about her cuts. And I hope she does tell him about her cuts. Yuri promised me she'd open up about them today. I'll do my best to support her. I continued to trek into my kitchen. Pulling out my phone, I check the time. I don't have a lot of time left. I save a cereal bar and swing open my fridge. Luckily I remember to buy milk this time. I pour the milk into the bowl and drop the cereal bar inside. We even have dial-up box for the bar. Why isn't it working? All of a sudden realization hits me. Oh. I fished a soggy cereal bar out of the bowl. Dang, we must be sleepy still. One day I'm going to have a proper breakfast. I pull out my phone once again and text Yuri. On my way. Almost immediately Yuri responds. Okay, I'll be waiting. I'm not sure why Yuri feels it's necessary to type so formally, but I suppose it's a bit cute. It's a bit cute. I mean, I used to do that before. Maybe until now, I just don't know. I finish my sorry excuse for a meal and head out the door towards Yuri's house. I walk up and ring the doorbell. Yuri opens the door. Hello, Midas. Hey, you ready to go? I suppose so. It's okay to be nervous, just remember, I'll be right next to you the entire time. Thank you. I truly appreciate everything that you've done for me. My face starts to turn red. Don't mention it. Yuri locks the door and we begin our walk to Dr. Lankton's office. We arrive at the psychiatrist's office. Dr. Lankton is standing at the door waiting for us. Ah, right on time. It's a pleasure to meet you two again. I once again give him a firm handshake. He then turns to Yuri. Hesitantly, Yuri raises a shaky hand. Dr. Lankton takes hold of it. Pleasure to meet you again, miss. Shall we begin? I want Midas to join! Both Dr. Lankton and I share looks of shock as Yuri speaks up. I would feel more comfortable if he was with us. The doctor stares at us. He ponders for a moment before deciding to speak. Aw, thank you, Dr. Sir Lankton. Very well. You to step inside my office. You follow him in. You take a seat on the couch. Well, Yuri, would you like to start by saying anything? Yuri looks over at me as we lock eyes for a few moments. I grab her hand and lightly squeeze it. I want to show you. There's something else I didn't tell you. Dr. Lankton quizzically stares at Yuri, but he doesn't open his mouth. She begins to roll up her sleeve. Yuri begins to tell him everything she told me several days ago, about how she used cutting as a gateway from life, and then about it developed into an addiction. She talks in between sobs while Dr. Lankton sits quietly, intently staring at her with a blank, yet stern expression. I sit quietly as well, gripping Yuri's hand tightly as she continues her story. I find myself having to hold back tears listening to this all over again. Eventually, she finishes. This is something very serious. Give me a moment. Dr. Lankton gets up from his seat and goes to his computer. He begins typing what sounds like an email. A small piece of paper comes out of his printer. He then comes back to us. Here's a prescription for some antidepressants, and why do I have a feeling this'll be our eventual downfall? This is Yuri's eventual downfall. They're used to suppress different emotions and relax the body. It'll help to suppress certain feelings you may get. Yuri takes the slip of paper. Thank you. After answering a few more of our questions, Dr. Lankton escorts us out of his office. Thank you for coming today, and also for bringing this up to me. And Yuri, he bends down to be on eye level with her. Everything is going to be okay. He shoots her a big smile, but Yuri continues to stare at him blankly. This day may have been too much for her. Dr. Lankton walks back to his office. I turn back to Yuri, and I can still see her visibly shaking. I look at the clock on the wall. Yuri, why don't we go somewhere to relax? We've had a pretty intense day today, wouldn't you say? Okay. Yuri and I take our leave. Aww. We find ourselves walking through a public park. I turn to her. This is nice, huh, Yuri? I will say, it is nice to get some fresh air. It feels like the weight of the world has finally been lifted off my shoulders. Hey, Yuri, I know what'll be good. And what's that? Ah! I take her hand and run off to the trees. Ooh. This is pretty new. Okay, we have some panning and new music that's basically the main theme. But more, I don't know the name of this instrument. I got a bit lost, but after a few minutes we reach a clearing. It's been a long time since I visited this place. Here it is! I wave my arms in a theatrical display. The stereo brings back a lot of good memories. Sayori and I stumbled upon this place when we were kids. It was our own secret spot where we would play. One time she fell in the river and I had to jump in and grab her. Her parents were really mad that day. Midas, this is breathtaking. No, you're breathtaking. Yuri stands in the clearing overlooking the water. I stare too, but not at the same view as her. To me, she's far more beautiful than the scenery. I watch as her violet hair blows in the breeze. Her eyes sparkle like stars as she stares out into the seemingly infinite landscape. She keeps a calm and content expression on her face. I don't know if it's my mind playing tricks on me, but it seems as if a ray of sunlight is shining on her. And solely on her. A ray of light, traveling thousands of miles, just to reflect off her face. It makes her look as if she's glowing. We both stand in the clearing, lost in time, taking in our respective views. I can only imagine what she's thinking. Oh, this is even better! Oh my goodness. The sun hangs low in the sky. Eventually, I decide to break the silence. We should head back now. It's getting late. Yuri looks at me as I just pulled her through a portal. Already? She looks disappointed. I notice her shivering. With the sun falling, the light breeze becomes colder and colder. We can come back another time, I promise. Okay. Yuri softly smiles as we turn our backs to the horizon. We walk back to the main pathway in silence. You know, we could have a picnic here one day. Yuri perks up. Really? I can't help but laugh at the excitement at Yuri's voice. It's probably the first time I've ever heard her sound so genuine. Of course. We'll set up some food, maybe some tea, a book, and we'll come when it's bright and sunny. I like that. I wrap my arm around Yuri. She doesn't even falter. I can feel her tense body relax as if all the moments that have led up to this have been wiped from existence. If it was only as easy as a snap to wipe half everything out of existence. I quietly laugh to myself, and for a second, I feel like a normal person again. Well, we're here. Thank you for walking me home, Midas. No problem. And Natsuki said chivalry was dead. I'll be off then. Are you sure? I mean... Yeah, we're not having this awkward conversation again. You know what? I'd love to spend the night. Really? Are you surprised that I want to spend a lot of time with you? No, it's just that not a lot of people enjoy spending time with me. I wrap my arm around Yuri as we walk inside. Well, Yuri, I'm not a lot of people. We walk in and I take a seat on the couch. Midas, what are you doing? What? Yuri grabs me and yanks me off the couch. Whoa, what did I do? I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do that, it's just... You... haven't showered yet. Do I really smell? Oh, and you sat on the couch. I let out a long sigh. I suppose I am pretty sweaty after all this walking. Alright. Yuri looks at me with a worried expression. From the bottom of my heart, my bad. I accept your apology. Yuri gives me a soft smile. Now, enough with the formality. I'll head upstairs and shower. And we could... I don't know, read or something. That sounds lovely. I turn around and head upstairs. I only take a few more steps before turning around and walking back down. Yuri? Yes? Darling? I cock my head back a bit. Darling? That's new. I could get used to it, however. Anyway, I don't have a change of clothes. You can use mine. Okay. I feel... It's kinda awkward whenever a girl allows me to borrow her clothes. Probably because I've never experienced that, but I have experienced letting a girl borrow mine. Excuse me? Yuri scans me head to toe. We're about the same height. It takes every inch of willpower for me to not comment on the drastic differences between mine and Yuri's thickness. What's wrong, Midas? You don't feel comfortable with wearing a kimono? My face goes hot as if Yuri has no AC in her house. No, I can wear a kimono. What do you mean a kimono? Kimono. That. But in that case, they're in the middle drawer. Yuri walks away with a sense of victory in her step. Meanwhile, my face is red from ear to ear. I guess it's time to throw out my masculinity and put on women's pajamas. I mean, I see nothing wrong with that. Not to sound mean, but I'm somewhat fortunate Yuri doesn't have many friends to tell this to. If Natsuki found out about this, I'd never live it down. I continue my trek upstairs. What's with this music? And why is the windows like this? After my shower, I come back downstairs in the dark blue kimono. it's a lot more darker. Even Yuri's tinted. Yuri does a poor job at covering her laughter. Yeah, get your laughs out now. I don't know about you, but I think I rock this kimono pretty well. I do a quick spin to show myself off. You look rather dashing. Yuri's holding a tray with a teapot and 2 little cups. It appears she also got dressed in her own sleepwear. The tea must be still as fresh as I can see the steam rising off. I thought we could sit down and have a cup of tea while listening to the rain. Oh, it's raining! I love this. Like, whenever it doesn't matter if it's tea or hot chocolate or coffee. Just have a hot drink with your special someone in the rain. How I wish I could experience that. I've been so caught up in my appearance, I didn't even realize that it was now pouring outside. Alright, that sounds like a good idea. Do you mind if we go upstairs? My bedroom has a bigger window. Sure. Once in the room, I take a seat on her bed. Yuri pours us some tea and hands me my cup. Thank you. Yuri pulls out a book. Would you mind if we finished it? Infinite Isolation. The book Yuri and I have experienced together for the past few months. This book with a twisted story of loss that brought us together, and now we're on the last chapter. Sure. The corners of her mouth grow. Teacups in hand, we enter our usual reading position. However, this time our bodies are even closer together. For a while, we just sit in silence drinking, reading and listening to the rain. We're on the last few lines of the book. I sit down in the corner of this cell. I don't know what's worse if I'm honest, being surrounded by 4 concrete walls, but the fact that I'm alone. If there's one thing that all humans share, it's the fear of loneliness. Most people can accept death. Some people aren't scared of tight spaces or spiders or the dark. But loneliness, there's nothing scarier than that. But when you're alone, because when you're alone, you have no one to help you overcome your fear. I look out the small window near the top of the cell. A sakura. It's blooming. It must be spring then. That means I've been here for... I'm not sure really. How do you track time when you can't even see the sun? I look at my bandaged arm. I've watched myself fall into insanity. Come out, then dive back right in. It's like a cycle. I've been there for so long, I can realize when I begin to lose my mind. Even my hallucinations don't want to talk to me anymore. A monstrous banging is heard outside my door. I scatter towards the center of the room and face it. The banging goes louder and louder. Closer and closer, then stops. I stand at the center of my room, my heart pounding. The air is thick. I don't dare make a sound, for I fear breaking that fragile silence. My vision focuses on the steel door that has kept me locked away. Sound of scraping metal plays and fills the room. I shut my ears instinctively, but my eyes never leave the door. I hold my breath, and the door creaks open. Wait, what? That's it? I mean, it has a sequel, so we should read the sequel. I look at Yuri. I suppose now we wait for part 2 to come out. I let out a long sigh. Fair enough. I set the book on the nightstand. I enjoyed it. Really? Yeah. Thank you for sharing this book with me. Yuri turns red as she tries to hide her smile. We continue to listen to the raindrops pour. Once the tea is all but gone, Yuri lets out a long yawn. Tired? Uh-huh. Yuri closes her eyes and rests her head on my shoulder. We sidle up next to each other as we listen to the outside world. The melodic symphony of raindrops continue to pound on the roof. Midas? Yeah? This may be an odd question, but... how come your parents are never home? Beats me. Eh? I'm sorry if that's too personal. No, it's fine. I think it's important for you to know. I put my arm around her and pull her close. You even have the rain VFX. This is nice. Just us in the rain. sound of rain continues to echo throughout the room. I can feel our heartbeats sinking to the rhythm of the beating roof. Of them hitting the roof, rather. When I was a kid, maybe 10 or 11-ish, my parents got hit with a bit of a financial problem. I was really young, so I don't really remember the specifics of it. However, I do remember my parents sitting me down and telling me they were separating. They made me choose who I wanted to live with. I know it may seem a lot to put on a child. It is a lot for a child. But I wanted to make sure they did what was best for me. In the end, I chose to stay with my dad and thus my mom left. I'm sorry. It's fine. It was a long time ago. After my mom left, she got a job in a big banking company and moved away. I was lucky enough, however, for both my parents to be civil, and both still agreed to take care of me, but at least we're on good terms. You're very lucky to have two parents who care about you. That's what I thought as well. Yeah, Yuri only lives with her mom, am I right? Eventually my dad's business tanked, and once again, we hit a financial hole. After that, he left for the military. He left you? Basically. After his business fell, he couldn't afford to raise me, and with my mother a quarter across the world, she couldn't be there for me either. So the only way my dad could earn money was to join the military. They give him checks, most of them which go to the house for bills and stuff. And with the money my mom gives me, I use on groceries and other commodities. It's not as much, but it's enough to get by without struggling. Well, physically I'm fine, but it does get lonely. Being home by yourself for months at a time. Yuri looks deeply at me. Her eyes glisten. She moves her hand and brushes her thumb along my cheek. It's only now that I realize I've been lightly crying this entire time. Yuri throws her arms around me and buries her head into my chest. Thank you. For what? For telling me your story. I relax a bit. I place my hand on Yuri and begin to lightly pat her head. Her soft breathing begins to calm my nerves. I listen to the pattering of raindrops as I close my eyes. I lean back onto the bed. Yuri and I are resting on each other. Midas, can you promise me something? What is it? Whenever the sequel of the book comes out, Asakura's Guide, can we read it together? I remained silent for a moment. I thought that was already implied. Well, I didn't want to assume anything. Fair enough. I began to run my fingers through her soft hair. Okay, I promise when the book comes out, we will read it together. Yuri doesn't say anything in return. Instead, she just hugs me tighter. I love you, Midas. I love you too. There's that word again. The word I quite don't understand the meaning of. But yet I still say it, because it's the only word I can think of in this moment. Her soft voice bids me goodnight, and I slowly drift out of consciousness. I gently open my eyes. I grab my phone to look at the time. It's still fairly early. Is the sun out? Looking through the curtains, it appears the clouds still haven't fully subsided. Then it's lovely weather, I guess. There's still a light shower outside. I turn to see Yuri has mysteriously vanished. Oh no! Where is she? Huh? Oh, she's cooking food. I smell food. I quickly get up and start my morning routine. Whilst brushing my teeth, I realize how stupid I look in this kimono. And whose toothbrush are we using? I walk downstairs into the living room. Good morning, Midas. Yuri's hovering over the stove, a pan sizzling atop it. Wait, what? No darning this time? Yuri doesn't respond, but I can tell by her blushing cheeks that she heard me. I sit at the table and Yuri follows, plates in hand. I start to dig into my breakfast. So what are the plans for today? Well, I talk with my mouth full. I was thinking... Swallow. I was thinking we could go to the pharmacy to pick up your prescription. And after that we can return to that one spot from yesterday and have a picnic. Yuri smiles ear to ear. That sounds really nice. Yeah, that's what I came up with. I hope the weather clears up though. I take another bite of my food. Still swallowing, I give her a big nod. Midas, I have something I wanted to do as well. If it's okay with you? Of course, what is it? I wanted to throw out my knife collection. Yes! 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 I want to throw out my knife collection. This comes as a shock to me. A surprise to be sure, but a welcome one. I think that's a great idea. Really? Are you sure you're ready to do it? If I want to get better, I have to throw out the temptation. Yes, Yuri! Finally! Yay! Oh. It'll be hard to get rid of the collection I worked so hard for. But I think this will be a good way to end this chapter of my life and open a new, brighter one. I'm happy to hear that, Yuri. You continue to eat in silence. I don't know how to whistle. Pardon? I thought I'd break the silence with a fun fact about myself. I can't whistle. I've never been to all my life. I've tried as hard as I can, looked it up, asked other people, still can't whistle. Just thought I'd share one of my weird quirks. I take another bite of my food. When I watch TV, I always put the volume on an even number. Of course, you should! Please, I'm begging you. It's either an even number or a number that's divisible by 5. I let out a chuckle. What? It bothers me if the volume is on an odd number, unless it's 5. Please, if you're gonna ask me, it should be an even number or something divisible by 5. I can't watch it unless the volume is even, or at least a multiple of 5. Yes, Yuri, you have common sense. I have no idea why. I've just always been like that. Well, that's one thing we share in common, I guess. I can't help but smile. So, there's my fun fact. That's cute. Yuri turns beet red. Alright, here's another one. When my shoelaces are untied, I always announce that my shoes are untied. But why? I have no idea why, and it makes absolutely no sense. And why are you even doing that? Oh, my shoe is untied, and then I'll bend down and tie them. Doesn't matter if I'm alone or in public either. Yuri looks at me as if I'm some sort of psychopath. But then she says, "That's cute. Now it's my turn to blush a little." Okay, now your turn. Let's see. Whenever I'm walking, I'll accidentally drag my foot whilst taking a step. I'll then purposely drag the other foot as well. It's as if my mind is trying to balance out my body or something. I don't know what you mean, but I kind of agree. Like whenever your right drags along the floor, you tend to purposely drag your left. I've always found it very strange. I have no idea why you do it. I don't know if I could be labeled as some sort of OCD or perhaps something else. I'd say you're just... No! Don't say that word! Oh my god! No! I'd say you're just weird. Oh. We share a laugh and continue our meals. Well... I'm surprised that she took it really well, because... You know, with her being an outcast, I thought her being called weird would offend her, but thankfully not. I checked the time. We should start getting ready. Hey, we can get to the pharmacy early, come back, throw out your knife collection, and then have the rest of the day to do whatever. Very well. I'll go get dressed. Yuri comes down looking as beautiful as ever. Ready to go? Yeah, let's go. Yuri and I leave and arrive at the pharmacy. How can I help you? I look at Yuri. Prescription for Yuri. Can I get the last name? Yes, it's... Oh, my shoe's untied. No! Are you serious? Like, we were about to know Yuri's last name and then we just had to say this. I looked down and had realized my left shoelaces were undone. Or my left shoelaces were undone. I get down on one knee, loop the loop and pull, and your shoes are looking cool. I stand and back up. Here you go. The pharmacist hands Yuri a bag with a bottle of pills in it. Yuri checks the tag to clarify that it's the right prescription. You'll want to take your dosage twice a day, so every 12 hours. Thank you. You're welcome. The pharmacist gives us a big smile. Is that it? A flash glances between the two of them. Do you have any other questions? No, I think I understand everything. Thank you again. My pleasure. I take Yuri's hand and we exit the building. It's only convenient that everywhere we go is in downtown. Alright, Yuri. How about we head back to your house and go throughout your knife collection? Yuri takes a moment to ponder this. It's obvious she doesn't share my enthusiasm about removing her collection. Perhaps it holds a more emotional connection than I thought. That sounds like a good idea, Midas. That's my specialty. Having good ideas. No, being called Midas. We arrive back at Yuri's house. Yuri's upstairs. She said she wanted to change it to something more comfortable. I'll just sit here and wait. Oh no, not this again! I reach into my pocket to grab my phone. I wonder who's it from. It's an unknown number. I hope you're enjoying your break. Wait, this is the same person who was sending me those weird texts a few weeks back. I type a response. What do you want? You know what I want. And what? I don't know. Yet you still haven't given it to me. This is ridiculous. I don't know what you want, so just leave me alone or I'll call the police. You don't have to worry about that. My plan is already in motion. Oh my goodness, who the hell are you? Plan? What the hell does this mean? Midas? I turned to see Yuri behind me. Is everything okay? Yeah, everything's fine. I slide my phone back into my pocket. Just dozed off waiting for you, so you scared me a little. My apologies. It's alright. You ready now? Okay. We head upstairs. We enter her bedroom. We take a seat on the floor. Yuri reaches down under her bed and pulls out a briefcase-sized wooden box. She pops the latches open and the top flings open. My eyes sparkle in amazement. There's a plethora of all kinds of knives. Ranging from pocket knives to butterfly knives. Needle points, tanto points, straight backs. It's not just the type of knives either. They're all exotic with their own unique design and color. Wow. That's all I can say in this moment. I never thought that I'd use the word beautiful to describe a knife. How do you even acquire items like these? I almost asked, but Yuri speaks up first. They're beautiful, aren't they? She took the words right out of my mouth. Yeah. I thought you may have had just a few pocket knives. This is pretty incredible though. This one is my favorite. She picks one up. It's a solid steel. It's solid steel with light blue waves etched into it. I watch her twirl it around with her thin fingers. Would you like to hold one? I nod. Yuri carefully hands me the knife like a sensei handing his pupil a sword. I hold the knife with my dominant hand. It's a lot heavier than I thought. As I turn it around, its light blue blade reflects the light. Out of curiosity, I rub my thumb perpendicular to the blade. And this is where the whole sucking thing seems to happen. Like, Yuri sucks her finger. It's sharp. You seem to handle it pretty well, though. Never mind. I wouldn't say that. More so, I just have common sense as to prick my finger out of the point of the knife. Are you okay, you got me. Yuri continues to examine me, examining the blade. You know, Midas, for a long time, these were the only things I had. There was a time where I had just given up on love. And then you showed up, and you showed me that I don't need these things. I felt the same way about myself. That there was no one out there for me. I would just live my life playing video games and I'd be fine with it. But the day when I looked into your eyes, I knew that everything would be okay. How much do you love me, Midas? Huh? I asked you how much do you love me? Well, that's an unexpected question. I suppose I love you 3,000? 3,000? Yeah, that's a big number. That's just how much I love you. Yuri blushes bright red. That was really cheesy, Midas. It ain't being cheesy. It ain't easy being cheesy. Also, you don't pretend you didn't like it. No, I suppose you should dump the... What may this be? I don't know where our ringing cut through the air. Hello? Yuri's expression breaks. She turns up wide-eyed and pale as if she'd seen a ghost. Is everything okay? Yuri shoots up onto her feet. You have to go. Now! What's going on? She grabs my hand and we rush out of her house. What's going on? Here I am sitting in a hospital hall. What's wrong? I don't remember running here. The hospital isn't exactly close by, so I don't even know how we got here. I'm exhausted and I can't even keep up with how many thoughts are racing through my mind. Yuri said hasn't told me what's going on. She tried explaining it, but she stuttered and talked so fast that it was comprehensible. Suddenly, a small pink figure enters my peripheral. No, Natsuki! Are you okay? What happened? Oh! Oh no! Sayori! I feel like a knife is twisting into my chest. My words are spoken softly. What about Sayori? Yuri talks slowly in. Natsuki talks slowly in and between sobs. Oh no! Natsuki got to witness the thing! Oh no! I walked into the house. I was gonna make some dinner and I called her down and she wasn't answering me. I went up to her room and knocked and she wasn't responding, so I gently... I know I shouldn't be laughing, but... these words... Oh my god, Sayori! And what? What did she... Where's Sayori? It's okay, Natsuki. I've been so lost this entire time I forgot Yuri was still here. Just breathe. In and out. Natsuki, what happened next? Sayori. You didn't really have to force her to say this, oh my god! No! Sayori hanged herself. I fall back into my seat. The knife twists deeper into my chest. I can't breathe. I can't believe what I just heard. I want to deny it. I want to pretend it's some sick joke. What do you mean, some sick joke? That none of this is real. I think back to my last interaction with Sayori. I think of my childhood friend. That bubbly girl that always smiled and always made other people happy. Yet I couldn't make her happy. This is all my fault. I know what you're doing. I look back at Natsuki. Stop blaming yourself. It's not your fault. Yes, it is. If you knew the whole story, you would know this is all because of me. Midas? Yuri puts her hand on my shoulder, but I smack it away. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, we're being hostile to them. Don't touch me. Neither of you can understand. I just need to think. The doctor approaches us with a sour face. You are Sayori's friends, correct? Yes. We've come in contact with their parents. They're on their way, but it'll be sometime until they arrive. You kids should go home. We'll take care of her. Is she going to be okay? I'm no longer listening. I just sit there with my head down, thinking about everything I could have done to change this. The doctor and the girls keep talking, but it's small, muffled to me. Their voices have been drowned out by my own thoughts. But there's one word that I can make out. A word that pounds on all the edges of my mind. Coma.